What's going on, everybody? Trip 3 coming at you with a video, quick video here on my warrior, prop warrior at that. All right, a couple of my subscribers have been asking, hey man, what build are you using? What talents? What stats are you using? And I'm about to show y'all real quick. Okay, I've been working on this for the past few days, kind of adjusting and seeing how I go through the higher rating I get and seeing what's viable and what's useful and what's not. So a couple things here. One thing is I don't do builds strictly on battlegrounds, and hear me out why. Because everybody, if you follow PvP, you know what's meta and what's not in PvP. So like for instance, Outlaw Rogue is garbanzo beans. It's crap. However, he could still perform. Outlaw Rogue could still perform in a battleground and do okay. You put them in a 2v2 or a solo shuffle and they're gonna flop every time. So I don't do videos on battlegrounds with the prop warrior because it's not viable in the solo shuffle or the arenas where the nitty gritty hits the fan. So all of this has been spec'd out to arenas and solo shuffle on what will help you thrive. And if you find something different, hey, I'm not the master of it. This is just something I've worked around. So one question is it slam back for prop warriors? Yes, it is. It does actually enter your rotation, because before it never entered the rotation. Whirlwind Slam never got in the rotation because it wasn't useful, it wasn't putting out enough damage. But Slam definitely does, so it comes back in the rotation. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this so I don't make this too long for y'all. All right, so we're gonna go straight for talents. Okay, so there's two builds. All right, so I have a build for a 2v2 situation, and I have a solo shuffle build, and I'll explain why. Let's see here. Okay, so I don't want to do that. I'm sorry. All right, so there we go. We're rolling it now. I'm gonna have to edit that crap out. All right, so this is my 2v2 arena spec right here. Okay, you're actually gonna spec and spear, because the spear gives you the most damage. And in a situation when you're in 2v2, you need that, because you're not gonna outburst majority of the damage out there. However, you can sustain more damage and still put up a crap load of damage. All right, so it's all about maximizing that burst while be able to put a little sustained damage in there so you can be viable in that situation. So in a 2v2 situation, you do not want to run the Thunderous Roar. You want to go into crit, and you want to run your spear along with your shockwave and sonic boom, because when that spear goes down, you sonic boom it with your shockwave, you're going to hit for crazy damage, along with your shield charge and battering ram bumps your damage up for your shield charge. All right, so now on this, you're gonna see little difference here. I run ignore pain, not fueled by violence, because I'm not going bleed. The bleed in a 2v2 situation, you just don't have enough uptime for that bleed to really do the maximum damage that you need it to do. So you want to go to ignore pain, tough as nails, because one of the things you're gonna spec into is crit and mastery. All right, so you want more mastery than you want crit, but those are your two main ones. And the mastery allows your block chance. Well, if you're stacked up full of mastery, then tough with nails is actually gonna come in handy. And then of course you want your punish, and then enduring alacrity. All right, so down here, I love Battle Scarred Veteran, because there's been so many times where it may be just me versus two, because they tunnel focus my partner and they're able to kill them or whatever. So you need that extra survivability, and there's plenty of times where this has come in handy where I've soloed 1v2 because of Battle Scarred Veteran. So you want to amp that up. If you're doing a if you're not doing a 2v2 and you're doing more like a solo shuffle or a 3v3 situation like that, then you really don't need Battle Scarred Veteran because there's going to be more targets for them to hit. So they're not going to focus you at all. So on this build, for my PvP talents, gotta have Bodyguard because they are going to target your other teammate. If they are smart, they will focus your other teammate down. Well, Bodyguard will allow you to mitigate some of that physical damage. Not magic damage, but all that physical damage. So hunters, warriors, all that kind of crap. It'll help you mitigate that from there, your partner. Thunderstruck again, so you can root the targets, trying to peel them away from your partner. Because that's all you're going to be playing is the peel game. Peel them and damage. As you're peeling them, you're hitting them. As you're peeling them, you're damaging them. And then of course, morale killer, so they'll do less damage to you and your partner. So the only talents that I really change up in this whole thing, I hit the mic, sorry. The only thing that I change up is this one. So if I'm playing a caster lobby, then I actually run spell block. And it's amazing against mages. Mages and boomies, it's amazing. It does have a 1.5-minute cooldown. However, that 30 seconds, if you know, oh crap, that boomie is about to full moon, that frost mage is about to light it up, spell block. Gives you a chance to really block those spells and not take as much damage. Because as warriors, we know that, we suck at mitigating magical damage. So I look at the lobby, and I'm like, oh no, I got melee, I'm gonna stick with toughness nails. Or no, I got casters, so I'm gonna kick it with the spell block. Alright, so that's pretty much the only things that I really change up. And if I'm not playing a melee heavy lobby, I won't keep Bodyguard. I'll change Bodyguard out for Oppressor. That way I can get at least target one spellcaster who we're focusing down. And my other partner can hit them and do more damage. So I'll get rid of the Bodyguard for Oppressor. So those are the two things you kind of want to change around depending on who you're fighting and what you're fighting. Now this build does work in solo shuffle. It is good. And it actually puts out a little bit more damage. Just a little bit. However, the other build is more focused on that bleed. That heavy bleed and more utility for your group. So let me show you that real quick here. Get out of that. Okay. So in this, we picked up Unstoppable Force because you're going to be having more than 3 targets, and we're going to pick up Thunderous Roar. Now I don't go into Thunderous Words because I use that extra damage for Sonic Boom. Because again, Sonic Boom puts out crazy damage for your shockwave. So on the protection side, I don't have Tough as Nails because it's a solo shuffle. Ain't nobody gonna be targeting you at all. They don't have to. They just gotta kill one person, and they ain't gonna pick the tank to target. So obviously I spec into Bloodborne. In here, it should be Fueled by Violence. In here, it's Fueled by Violence. Just to get that extra bleed out. So one thing you want to do between running like 2v2s and solo shuffle is, I should have covered this before, is your slam and your revenge. You'll want to use revenge in your solo shuffles and your slams in your 2v2 situations. Unless you're in a solo shuffle and you've kited one guy away or whatever, and it's just you whacking him. That slam's gonna come in more handy than that revenge is. So I always spec into Heroic Throw. Man, that thing does crazy damage. I'm talking like 12k, just a throw, just a toss, bam, 12k. Here's another 12k. Here's another 12k. I mean, it adds up pretty quick. So for PvP talents, keep the same. Fighting a heavy melee, Bodyguard. You always want to keep Thunderstruck to come and root. You always want to keep Morale Killer. But you'll want to stay Bodyguard unless it's a caster. Melee, you can do Rebound or you can do Oppressor. Either one works. Alright, so y'all got the grasp of it. You got 2 different specs that y'all could run. My favorite is the Spear spec. I've always been a fan of the spear spec. I did it before these last couple patches came out. I loved it before they nerfed it. They nerfed the crit and everything in PvP. But since they're buffing buffing the last patch, they buffed warrior up with all the damage output. It's starting to kind of resurface itself. So let's go. Let's go to. All right, so let's talk about your stats. Crit and mastery. Mastery is heavier than crit, but that's what you want to be speccing into. Crit and mastery. You want to pop those suckers in as high as you can get them. Everything piece that I have has mastery, then I'll put crit gems in it or something like that. So the mastery will help your block chance, which again helps your tough as nails, and it also helps your spell block. So you'll want that, and plus it increases your attack power. And the crit, just for sure, just freaking crazy spear burst. Holy shit, did that prot warrior just freaking blow me out of the water? Yes, baby. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. So that's what you want to kind of run. I'm not going to go over macros and keybinds. As you can see, I have Slam down here, and I also have Revenge. You might get the proc where the Revenge comes up, so you can use your Revenge. But I mainly use Slam unless I'm in a situation where I'm going to be hitting more than one target. I always pair up my avatar with my spear, and I kick it with a shield charge. And then as soon as that stun's done from the shield charge, I sonic or shockwave them when the spear's still down, and you're talking crazy bursts, bam, 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 bam. I'm like, oh crap. So it takes some learning and getting used to. Now I will say that playing a protection warrior is not easy. It's not easy, especially in arenas and solo shuffles. A, people hate you because you're playing a tank. And B, you're not a rogue. You don't just go 1-2, skip a few, dead. You actually have to put into a lot of work and a lot of effort and a lot of theory crafting, which I did, and which I told some of my subscribers about. I'm really trying to theory craft and get this down, and I'm constantly trying to improve it, because for me, playing sword and board is the fun thing to do. I love it. I don't know why, but I love it. I don't like playing what's meta. To be honest with you, I love playing Holy Paladin. I mean, Holy Paladins got buffed out the roof, and now they're god tier healers, and I'm like, I really don't like playing it anymore. So I love the non-meta spec, but I also love the sword and board feel. And I love the fact that I can go in there with a teammate, and we can kill one, or they may kill my partner, but I could solo both of them and win. But just be prepared. If you're a prot warrior, a prot pally, or a tank out there, be prepared for some salty whispers. And I'm talking super salty, like crazy whispers. I love it though. I eat it up every time I beat them, and it's a close game, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm just like, come on. And they're in my whispers, just freaking laying it down, laying all that salt down. It's all right though. It's fun. It's super fun. You get the hang of it. You'll enjoy it, I promise. Just be prepared to get frustrated, and there's not a lot of people that'll group with you, but you can find those people. You can find those people who I usually do that are like, does this work? And I'll say, well, let's find out together. And after a couple games, I'm like, oh, man, I didn't know Prot Warrior slaps like that. I'm like, well, if you actually put some time and effort into it and do it right, which I'm not perfect, and I've got a lot of learning to do, especially on timing on certain things. But yeah, guys, long story short, this is what I found that works. You may have something different. I'd love to hear about it, because I love theory crafting with the Prot Warrior. I love it. I've got more videos that I'm gonna throw out there. I got a crazy one. It's like a 7-minute of me fighting this Resto Druid in the arena. I killed his partner. They killed my partner. It's just me and this Resto Druid. Oh my god, the longest fight in my life. I won, but good lord, it was long. So I'll throw in some videos of some battlegrounds in there. Of course, Prot Warrior's gonna slap in battlegrounds. I mean, most specs just do. but I really focus, especially my specs and my builds, what's gonna slap in 2v2 or solo shuffle. Because to be honest, in the PvP scene, solo shuffle is the bread and butter now. Everything else will fade in the dark. Solo shuffle is what's on the rise. It's the new bang right now. So you kind of gotta tailor around that and see what's gonna work. So, all right, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Leave some comments. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know if y'all found something different. You know, maybe some talent change-ups and stuff like that. Just holler at me. Let me know. All right. I appreciate y'all's time, y'all. Y'all keep climbing.